What a fascinating video. It's truly incredible. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Video Village, and welcome in case you're new here. YouTube reminded me that I actually did a reaction to one of ICEPEAK's songs at the very start of my YouTube career. And I really liked that because it was very horror, it was very sort of surrealist, it was very kind of creepy, and there was a lot of social commentary, especially towards the Russian government. This is something I'm really interested in. I really admire artists who actively speak out against their oppressive government. And I thought I would explore a little bit more because it's been a while, and I have noticed that their videos, I haven't seen much, but they have a very clear through line. And so Death No More kind of interested me to check it out. And also I wanted to sort of set the tone by reading one of the comments at the top of this video. So it says, all these Americans comparing her to Billie Eilish don't understand that when Russians create art like this, they risk their lives. This duo is incredibly brave, and amazing song too. So I haven't seen this video, I haven't heard this song yet. I'm really excited to check it out, but I just wanted to kind of set the tone for that, because I think sometimes we forget that if you're living in the West, that as creatives, as artists, it's not something we're punished for necessarily. Sometimes, yes, but not... In a way, maybe, yes, but you're not actually threatened with punishment and imprisonment like these people are. Death, maybe? I don't know. People do disappear in Russia for speaking out. So, something to keep in mind as we're watching. Yeah, so... What I do here on the channel, I'm a filmmaker, so I make horror short films. I'm working on a horror feature film, and I love the subversive, I love the surreal. I also love science fiction, and I also was a film critic for quite a long time. So I love looking at music videos from that perspective and kind of add to your experience as you're watching these videos and sort of make you understand how much effort and thought people put into these videos. So that's what I do here on the channel. I also have a Patreon where you can read some of my short stories. Definitely feel free to check those out as well. I've written sci-fi, I've written horror, and you can find those on my Patreon. So without further ado, let's just get into ICEPEAK.
Я заливаю глаза керосином, пусть все горит, на меня смотрит вся Россия, пусть все горит, я заливаю глаза керосином, пусть все горит, на меня смотрит вся Россия, пусть все горит, я теперь готова ко всему на свете, я отсидела свой срок в интернете, выхожу на улицу гладить кота, а его переезжает тачка мента. Я иду по городу в черном худи. Тут обычно холодно, злые люди. Впереди меня ничего не ждет, но я жду тебя, ты меня найдешь. В золотых цепях я утопаю в болоте. Кровь моя чище чистых наркотиков. Вместе с другими тебя скрутят на площади, а я скручу свои новые жилплощади. Я заливаю глаза керосином, пусть все горит, на меня смотрит вся Россия, пусть все горит. Я заливаю глаза керосином, пусть все горит, на меня смотрит вся Россия, пусть все горит. Я теперь готова ко всему на свете, я отсидела свой срок в интернете, выхожу на улицу гладить кота, а его переезжает тачка мента. Я иду по городу в черном худи, тут обычно холодно, злые люди. Впереди меня ничего не ждет, но я жду тебя, ты меня найдешь. В золотых цепях.
That is I left on the captions because I was like, want to actually understand what they're singing about. And yeah, it's something else, right? Very, very, very much admiring what they're doing. So let's just take a look at some of the visuals and how they're actually driving this home visually, right? So we open pretty unforgivingly here on this shot of what looks like a government building. And she's basically there pouring kerosene all over herself right there. And it's funny because the comment I mentioned before, apparently she gets compared to Billie Eilish, but voice-wise, I would say that she sounds a little bit more like the Antwoord from South Africa. So that's what the music reminded me a little bit of. I don't know if this is her real eyes or if she is wearing contacts, but I thought it was so interesting that one eye is dark and one eye is light. Really drives home this sort of duality. And something that I already noticed in the other film, or in the other video that I analyzed here on the channel before, is that they basically make everything grayscale except red in the color grade. And it has such an interesting effect. And we can see it again here, is where her eyes are looking a little red as if she's been crying, right? And then he always has these red lips as well, which we could see here. We'll see it shortly. But yeah, it's almost completely desaturated. There's still some yellow here. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. His lips, we can see they're still red. So everything except the red is desaturated. And yeah, they let it all burn. She's basically poured the kerosene over herself there. And then we cut to this fascinating tableau here, where they're eating this really kind of gross looking meat, and it's all red again. And the rest of it is completely desaturated. As a matter of fact, in color grading, normally you would still have some red in the hands, but the hands are desaturated too. And that's something I wondered about in the last video as well. It's like, I'm not entirely sure how they did that, unless it's all masked and they specifically desaturate the hands without desaturating the red below. Could be. It's very interesting. It will be a lot of work to do that, especially 6 years ago. So here we do actually see a little bit more pink in their skin. So it kind of differs between shots as well. But here is so interesting. We have this yellow here, and then this is very sort of brownish red, and then the really blue here. So there's definitely colors. It's just a very interesting palette. And they're eating some sort of meat here. Maybe that's the cat. I hope not. But we do know that, you know, hunger and lack of food has been a thing in Russia for a long time. I don't know if that's the case currently or 6 years ago, but I think it's interesting because in the other video I covered, there was also this sort of picnic setting where it was about food and they were eating and they were grossly eating, sort of similarly. It has a distinct fairy tale vibe again. And then we find out that they're actually sitting on the shoulders of these riot police. And they constantly create these contradictions between the innocent and the oppressive, right? It's really interesting. That was a very interesting sort of zoom out, pull back on what is actually happening here. So it's fascinating. And she keeps watching the camera as well. It's like very unflinching. Same here. It's so fascinating. And this I thought was great because it's like, look happy for the picture, but with the subtitles here, like it really sort of tells you what they're really feeling. Posing happily, but really not very happy at all. And the claps, everything in front of these buildings that sort of like signify this government power. Ugh. Yeah, it's that weird sort of innocence contradicted with this darkness. And this is when she is being put in this casket and her head is being sawed off right in front of the Kremlin. I mean, yeah, you cannot really get any more clear in what you're thinking about this stuff than this. Crazy. And here's the blurred up joint. So yeah, let's keep watching. And one thing I wanted to say though is, again, like, I'm looking at her face, and not only is it desaturated looking, and it looks almost fake. Like, the hair looks more textured than her face. Like, it's almost like there's some sort of blur filter on the face too. It's so interesting looking. It's almost unreal looking. So let's keep watching. So sad. Man. What a fascinating video. It's truly incredible. And this moment also where they're drinking this red stuff, feels like they're drinking poison. And then they, sinking into the swamp, right? So this will probably have this will have been filmed somewhere else, and it'll probably have been like a separate day. Like, we have a couple of days of shooting here as they're making this video, and filming underwater is always quite hard. It's very hard on the performers. It's hard on the camera operators. Everyone's in the water for probably a couple hours. They didn't have too many shots in the water, so that helps. But basically here they're clearly floating and dead, right? So it's very grim. And then that, again, like, we cut to this really innocent and cutesy merry-go-round. And they're going back and forth here, and I love all of these different angles that they chose here. And we see some reflections, and then also notice that they're actually singing and clapping like in slow motion, right? So they do that by speeding up the music in person. So they're actually singing faster and faster, so that when you slow it down, it actually like looks like it's slow motion, but they're still mouthing the words at the pace of the music. So that's how that's done. So you film it twice as fast, then you slow it down in the post-production, in the edit. And it works perfectly here because, again, it gives it that sort of dreamlike, surreal quality that really, really works here. Beautiful. Beautiful. And like this shot where we have this stunning reflection. I absolutely love that. Yeah. And then we cut to these little set pieces. Stunning. And then here, Death No More, and they've actually burned themselves with the kerosene. It's something else. It's something else. I really admire them. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, if there's anything that you think I missed, and yeah, I would love to hear what you think. Obviously, the war has been going for about 3 years now. I really hope that we'll see an end to it soon, because it feels like everyone's suffering, you know? Alright, anyway, this feels kind of frivolous, but please subscribe if you haven't yet, and like the video so you can reach more people. You can find me on Patreon and my short stories and all of my work, and you can also join us on Discord and chat a little bit more. And I hope to see you for the next one. Peace.